Wise Pineapples. Welcome to the Juicy Tidbits podcast, where my mission is to energize you, your team, and your sweet results. I'm your host, Christine Trippi, the Chief Fun Officer here at the Wise Pineapple. Today, my guest star is Jeremy Nichols, Florida's top hospitality headhunter. Not many recruiters in hospitality field can say that they work and live solely focused on one state to build their network. Jeremy lives in Florida, and he understands the ebbs and flows of the Sunshine State. And he works with some of Florida's most impressive hotels, clubs, restaurants, and resorts. Jeremy has been recruiting for over 20 years, and now he's on his own, running his own firm with a team who understands hospitality. Let's give it up for Jeremy! Hello, Jeremy!
Hey! How can I not be excited when I hear that amazing intro and that wonderful beat you had? I felt like I should do like the 80s like aerobics, you know? Don't picture me with a leotard. Sorry.
You know what? When I picked that probably just like came to me. I'm like, oh, I like this groove.
I was jamming out.
I was probably thinking about Jane Fonda from the 80s.
I was thinking that, and I was jamming out the whole time. Like, keep it going. But anyway.
Yeah. Well, I am so thrilled and so grateful that we connected on LinkedIn and now have become such a great network for each other. I love this. I can't wait to introduce you to all of my pineapple tribe. And something I absolutely love about you is that you are always giving tips, tricks, how to interview, how to be a great interviewer, all of those things. And you do this on your YouTube channel and in your various social media posts. And I just love that you are always giving. Now, sometimes I said from the beginning that you are a headhunter, and you put yourself out there as a headhunter. And yes, many people, when they hear the term headhunter, they think of a taker, but you are a giver. Tell everybody something. Yes, you are. Tell everybody something you might be misunderstanding, or they might be misunderstanding about headhunters and why you love your job so much.
You know, actually, that is, I wasn't prepared for that question, but I love it because that's actually, you picked up on something that is kind of a taboo word. It is. And I remember having a conversation 4 years ago because I was on the corporate side for 17 years and I was always director of recruiting or talent acquisition. Mm-hmm. And I chose to take on the word headhunter for a reason, because I felt like as a third party or a hired gun on the contingent side, on the firm side, I felt like headhunter sounds more aggressive and it sounds assertive, and recruiter is what I did for so long on the corporate side. And I still am a recruiter. Yes, I'm a recruiter, but I just felt like the word headhunter has weight to it. And most people on the corporate side say headhunters. So I was like, I had this moment where I'm like, just own it. They're calling me one anyway. They're calling me to go find a difficult, position to place, or a contingent search, or a confidential search. C-suite and directors say, hey, just call a headhunter. So I said, I'm just going to take it. And I did.
That's awesome. And I know I recognize the difference, and I think the connotation that headhunter comes with. And when I saw that you put it out there, I'm a headhunter. I love that. you to me, to what I imagine a headhunter, completely contradicted everything, because you're such a giver. And I just love, and just for everyone out there, Jeremy has a YouTube channel, and he all the time. How often do you put a new video out, Jeremy?
Oh man, I meant so bad. So normally it was every Thursday, every week. And business has been so insane lately that I'm doing it every 2 weeks. So I have another one I'm going to do next week. I want to get back to doing once a week though. And it was very important during COVID to do it every week.
Yes, so important. And even if for those of you who are just learning about Jeremy and his YouTube, there's a whole stock for you to go back and look at. So great information. And again, you're just such a giver. You're just out there helping people, and I just love it. I thank you.
Do you know how that happened?
No, tell us.
Why the channel happened? Because it kind of goes into play with what you're saying and what people can do to find it. So during the beginning of the pandemic, it was in March, I saw my whole board like recruiters, we call it a board, like all of our job searches. I saw it wipe out. It went from like 25 searches down to 0 in the matter of days. And I had this moment where it was like, well, what am I going to do? Like, am I going to just curl up in fetal position, or am I going to just do something? So that's kind of, I started getting on the phone with everybody. And I was on the phone all day long, morning to night. My wife probably wanted to kill me, consulting for free. I didn't charge anything, and just listening to everybody in the industry. And it got to a point, it went like, gosh, probably like 2 months, 3 months went by where it was just, it was kind of emotionally taxing, because every call was very, very sad, and I still wanted to give, but I also needed to make money, right? So I had a friend of mine said, well, why don't you automate it? Oh no, first he said, why don't you charge them for consulting? I said, I can't do that in our industry. That's just insane. There's no way I'm going to do that. Right. Why don't you automate it? I can't do that either. It's very specific. So he said, no, just get the FAQs that they ask. They're asking the same thing every day, right? I'm like, yeah. Okay. So start one by one, answering every single FAQ. So every call I got on, I would jot down their questions, like, how do I apply for a job in another state? Or how do I pivot? Or, what kind of things, what kind of questions should I ask? All those things. And I just made videos. So that's how it happened.
I love it. And it's really, our story is so similar. It was the same thing that I had myself booked until August, and literally overnight, everything was canceled. And I was doing the same thing. I was doing pump up presentations for companies just for free, just to keep people's energy up, having conversations, and all the same thing. That's so awesome. I love it. And look at the relationships you've built from it. So and the people you've helped from it. So as a headhunter, you are the most giving headhunter I've ever met.
Thanks.
I love it so much. Well, Jeremy, as you know, that this is kind of like a huddle. And every day I want to give energy and inspiration to all of our hardworking hospitality leaders out there. That's what this whole thing is, a passion project to energize our hospitality industry. So I know you have a quick, juicy tidbit to share with everybody. Are you ready for it?
Yes. Awesome. I had three bullet points I want to bring up.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. That is awesome. Now, every day we're going to focus on being confident, being empowered, or leading from the heart. And which one are you focusing on?
Leading from the heart.
Awesome. My favorite. Perfect. Well, I'm going to turn it over to you, Jeremy, to share your wisdom with our wise pineapples. You ready?
All right. So if you want to lead from the heart, all right, I think number one is to have empathy, to be a leader who understands your team. And even if you are not in that position or haven't gone what they've been through, you have to have empathy and try to connect with them on that level. That is huge, especially in hospitality, when you're dealing with all walks of life and different circumstances, and just understanding that you have to have that empathetic heart as a leader. I think number two would be transparency as a leader, to be truly transparent. They're all adults. Almost everybody can take it. Good news and bad news. And I think a lot of leaders get nervous when it comes to delivering bad news. I know on the recruiting side, there are probably too many hiring managers or recruiters that are not calling candidates or people who are in process and delivering the bad news that they're not a fit, and that needs to change. So I think transparency and just being upfront with not just candidates, but also your employees is huge. And understanding now the difference of the environment after COVID. I'm sick of talking about COVID, but we still have to, because now we're in this world now where we're over the hump and we're starting to get our operations back to business, and a lot has changed, and people have a lot of things that are important to them now that have come to light when they were spending so much time with their families and loved ones, and salary's not everything anymore. Now people want time. They want time with their families, time to have breakfast with their daughters, to go on date night with their wife, and not be working these crazy hours. And that's just one example of the many things that has changed since COVID. So those are my three important things.
I love it. And they're also important. I know that especially every single huddle these days should be talking about empathy. Empathy is what we all need right now. I mean, I just talk about it constantly in all the different podcasts and interviews and conversations I'm having. And honestly, we all deserve it. So that's why it's even harder for us to give it sometimes because we need it too. But I love these 3 tips: empathy, transparency, and understanding. You are awesome. I love it. Now, I know we're just getting to know each other, but did you know that I am the director of fun?
I did. How can I not know that title?
Right?
I want that title.
Yes, as the director.
I'll never get it because I'm not as energetic as you. So, but it's a great title.
I don't know. I think you could be in the running, Jeremy. I think
I can only aspire.
Okay. Well, as your director of fun, I always want to have a little bit of fun with every one of my awesome stars that come on the show. So I have a fun question for you. You ready for it?
I don't know what this is. All right. I'm excited. All right.
It's easy. It's not bad. All right. I have a little tray here full of random questions, and I
love it. Okay. I love it. Let's go.
Yeah. All right. So complete this sentence. Something you would be surprised to know about me is.
About me?
Yes.
Something. Okay. Oh, obviously, something that you would be surprised to know about me is. There's a lot of things you'd be surprised to know about me, but should I give you 1 or 2? 1?
I always love going the extra degree, so give us 2.
I'll give you 2. So, you probably already know I'm a hockey fan, so that's not something that you would be surprised about. But I have been a DJ for, since the mid-90s, and I still DJ to this day, and I still throw events in Tampa, and I DJ'd, in New York City when I'm from upstate New York, in the rave scene in the 90s, and I still do in clubs to this day. Yeah. That
is so cool. Now, what kind of give us a picture. Paint us a picture of what kind of DJ you are.
I spin drum. Oh yeah. No, I swear to you. Yes, I am.
Are you rapping on the floor?
No. Yeah, I actually started on turntables. My dad was a DJ in the 80s. And I have 2 Technique 1200s, and I started off on two vinyl decks. And then obviously things have changed, and now I have CDJs and a Pioneer 900 Nexus mixer. And I do, I spin, and scratch and juggle and all that stuff. Yep.
Oh my God. I can just see it. I love it.
If you go to my personal Facebook page, you'll see plenty of pictures of it. So
okay, I'm gonna have to take a look at that. And for everyone out there, now you know he can help you find a new job, and he can DJ your wedding.
There you go. I don't know if they want me to DJ their wedding. My music, I do play drum and bass, so I'm not. Depends on what they're into, but
okay.
I could. Technically, if you gave me the playlist, I could do it. Yes.
Okay.
If you gave me
I love it.
And the second thing you want to know, I am a huge horror movie nerd, to a point where it's probably kind of freaky.
Give me your favorite horror movie.
Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn is my favorite horror movie of all time.
Wait, Evil Dead or Dead by Dawn?
Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn. It's Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn.
I got it.
Dead by Dawn. It's my favorite of all time. Yeah. I even have this right here. This is one of the characters.
Yes. Well, you would love to get to know my honey bun. He is an artist, and when he worked for UNESCO back in the early 90s, he got to do all the Universal monsters.
Like the originals?
Yes, he painted
like Dracula and Wolfman, the Creature, Black Lagoon.
And he created all the mock-ups and everything. I'll have to send you some pictures.
That's awesome. No, I love horror movies. I could rattle off too many, but I'll spare you. I'll bore you. That could be a whole other show.
This is a quick tidbit of juicy information for everyone. And everyone knows that huddle is my favorite topic. I could talk about huddle for years, honestly. And so every episode we are ending just like a huddle with great energy and love. And Jeremy, what word do you want to send us all off with?
You said it. Love.
I did. Love. Awesome. All right. So let's, just like we're in a huddle, Jeremy, even though we're states apart, put your hands in. And why don't you count us out? And then we on 3, you'll say love, and we'll send it out.
Okay. Ready?
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Love. There you go.
Awesome. I hope everyone out there did it with me. Jeremy, thank you so much for being here and helping me to rejuvenate all of our hardworking leaders. They need it. They deserve it. And we love you guys. Thank you for being here and listening. Thank you.
Thank you so much.